Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Nazak with Arshia back with another video. Before we begin, I want to say thank you guys so much for 333 subscribers. I am really excited to get to the top on the road to 1K. This has really been a thing of encouragement for me. I didn't ever think I'd reach even 100. So thank you guys so far. And today we're going to be doing a video about the spreadsheet analysis that I did before. This is like a part B to it, explaining what all of the metrics mean. So before we begin, I want to say I'm not a financial advisor and you should always do your own due diligence and research before taking part in any investment scheme. Let's get into it. Okay, so I decided to do a part B since I think that it would be too long as a whole. So I created a part B for you guys. Okay, so let's start with the companies. These were on bank stocks. This spreadsheet was on bank stocks. And our goal was to find what was the most profitable bank stock for 2022 prediction. So I did that in part A. If you want to go watch that, I'll link it in the description box below. And let's get started. So let's say we have Morgan Stanley, JPM and Chase, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, US Bank Corp, Wells Fargo, M&T Bank Corp, Bank of Oklahoma, PNC Bank, and Fifth Third Bank. But we're not going to compare these today. Today, we're just going to know what all of these metrics listed above do exactly. So PEG ratio, I had explained this in one of my earlier videos too. I'll link in the iCard above or here. And PEG ratio is basically the PE ratio divided by the earnings growth rate of a company over the last 5 years. Some of these metrics aren't exactly designated for all stocks. Some of these are just for bank stocks. Others are designated for any stock. So the PEG ratio is for any stock. It's a very helpful tool to determine if the stock is too expensive or too cheap, or overvalued or undervalued. So PE divided by earnings growth ratio, earnings growth percentage over the past 5 years, it has to be as close to 1.5 as possible and no more than 1.5. If it's slightly above 1.5, like 1.75, that's fine. But as long as it's not 6 like Morgan Stanley, then that's okay. If it's really drastic like that, it's probably overvalued. EPS, earnings per share. Earnings per share is here. Let me pull up this Investopedia article for you that I had. So earnings per share is calculated as a company's profit divided by the outstanding shares of its common stock. The resulting number serves as an indicator of the company's profitability. So basically, the amount of money they make per share of their stock. Yeah, the higher the better on this one, and the highest on this one is Goldman Sachs. And efficiency ratio, this basically indicates how, this is like bank stock specific. This is good for bank stocks. This determines how profitable a bank is. So efficiency ratio is the percentage that a bank had spent, the money that they spent to generate their profits. It has to be as close to 50% or lower than that. The lowest right now, the lowest two are Goldman Sachs and PNC Bank at a very close tie. If you round them to first digits, they're about the same. Return on assets ratio, this one, the higher the better because it's return on assets. It's the capital that you get, money. You want more and more money, right? So the highest on this is Goldman Sachs again. And I know in the previous video, I had showed you that Goldman Sachs is the winner. That's why we're discussing this and what does it do now? So return on equity ratio. This one, again, higher the better because you're getting the more return, the more money, the better. So highest is Goldman Sachs. As you can see, the rest, it's a 21.96%. PB ratio, it's got to be as low as possible because it compares the price of a stock to its book value in the market. And the lower it is, the better, because it indicates the efficiency of a company. So the lower ones are Citigroup, Wells Fargo, and Goldman Sachs. Also Bank of Oklahoma, but Bank of Oklahoma hasn't really done well in all the other metrics. PE ratio, this is a common metric to assess how undervalued, overvalued, and profitable a stock is. So it should be low according to the price point. If you have to look at the prices of the stocks individually, and it shouldn't be too high compared to its share price. So the lowest ones right now are Citibank and Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs being the first one. And it can't be too low either, which means it's too cheap. But if it's like decently, if it's like really, really low, like see Goldman Sachs stock, PE ratio is around 6.28, but look at this price. So it shows that the stock is severely undervalued and has great potential. And predicted forward PE ratio, this should increase a few numbers, like 3 or 4, 5 maybe, but it shouldn't like go backwards. It has to increase and it has to have a good increase, but it shouldn't go backwards like PNC. You see PNC PE ratio is 16.94. The predicted forward PE is 14.916. You don't want it to go backwards. You want it to go forward because that just indicates growth. Forward indicates growth and backwards indicates shrinking. We don't want that. And that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found this information helpful, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you're down in the comments below. If you're with me, if you made it to the end of this video by typing moonshot in the comments below. Thank you so much and see you on the moon. Bye-bye.